Revelio. Do you want to win this Harry Potter themed mystery box? Stick around to the end of the video to know how. One thing I think we can all agree on is although the original animated versions may be popular, the live action remakes do not have the same reaction. Hi, it's Kieran here at Raw Review, and rather than creating new and original films or even adapting new stories from novels, Disney have recently chosen to recreate their classic stories. Unfortunately, whether it's Cinderella or The Lion King, the long list of Disney remakes has not only managed to avoid being as beloved as the original counterparts, but has often avoided doing anything with the original concept to update or build on the story. For example, the live-action remake of The Lion King struggled with its animation, as the reinvented portrayals of the characters lacked any artistry, charisma, and personality that the original versions had. The Little Mermaid was a big step up in the eyes of the audiences, but the scenery failed to enchant them on the same level as the original. There was even some controversy on the live-action casting for the lead role, but a lot of the anger came from less than sincere places. Disney remakes have repeatedly let audiences down, as they are primarily exact retellings of the original material rather than looking at the story from a different angle. There may be minor changes to the newer versions, such as the live-action Beauty and the Beast makes Belle an inventor of her own right, or The Jungle Book making enough changes to not entirely be the original film. But still, the story itself for the most part is precisely as it had been, which defeats the purpose of a recreation. Disney had the opportunity to remake the movies with a different perspective, but lacked the excitement from the animated version's heart and soul. Viewers have made it clear over the years that they are not thrilled with how Disney live-action remakes have retold stories of their childhood. Although it can be initially exciting to hear Disney is making a live-action remake of a beloved animated film, but unfortunately the excitement dies once the trailer and the movie has been released. And at that point, audiences and critics debate if the movie is even worth watching. Often reviews for Disney remakes tend to have one thing in common. No matter what, they are never as good as the original animated film. There are some exceptions like Jungle Book and Cinderella, but the majority opinion is that they don't live up to the hype. The first wave of Disney live-action remakes tend to put a new spin on the classic material. Despite Alice in Wonderland being a critical disappointment, it was notably the work of director Tim Burton. It was his own unique vision of the characters rather than the Disney characters. The Jungle Book and Cinderella were remakes of older films that were in desperate need of an update, but they were films that would also benefit from a new look as it's been decades since they were in the spotlight. Yet now remaking classics like The Lion King, The Little Mermaid and Aladdin just seem to be about cashing in on their previous box office success. Despite getting talented filmmakers to helm these movies, that often stick too close to the originals that feels that the unique version is drowned out. And now they are remaking films like Tangled and Moana that are not even that old. It feels like the motivation isn't to give a new spin on a classic tale, but to cash in. Perhaps if the remakes were telling these stories from a different perspective, or changing them slightly to do something else with them, they would be adding to the film rather than making a replica. With these recent films, I'm just wondering what is happening in these live-action versions that we've not already seen in the animated version. Why remake a film at all if Disney are not going to do something special with it and allow it to feel unique? Yes, they've been changed slightly, but it's not enough to warrant an entire remake. The Once Upon a Time series did more throughout its 7 seasons to add more intrigue to the classic characters and stories. They have done a better job than Disney in any of their live-action remakes. Since Disney are not adding anything new, it's like watching the same movie without the original film's animated charm. Movies such as The Lion King have some of the biggest problems, as the animals are made to look realistic and not charismatic like the animated versions. Due to that, the upbeat and excitable expressions are wiped away completely, and replaced by what would look more similar with those animals would actually look like. Aladdin also struggled with that with Genie's personality when translated into live action. I'm not saying Will Smith did a bad performance, but he just didn't have the charisma that Robin Williams had. The Beast in Beauty and the Beast also misses range in facial emotion. What works in animation, whether it be the characters, storylines, dialogue, or use of songs, may not translate well to a live-action recreation. The Little Mermaid was criticised for preferring dark and realistic lighting over vibrant, colourful scenes for some instances. However, settings, facial reactions, and body movements that are not possible in live actions are beautifully and comically portrayed in an animated movie or show. Animation allows the creators to achieve things that live action never could, even with the best CGI available or the best actors at their disposal. Sometimes a movie needs to be animated to convey a character's genuine charisma and emotion. Making something live action strips those elements from the story or risking losing them altogether. So I'm going to leave you with this question: have Disney taken it too far? I'd love to know your opinions in the comments below. And if you want to win this magical Harry Potter themed mystery box, all you need to do are these 3 simple things. Number 1, leave a like on this video. Number 2, leave a comment on any of my videos. It could be just as simple as a heart emoji. And number 3 is the most important, make sure you are subscribed. And one lucky random subscriber will be announced on the 30th of September. You can even hit that bell icon to keep up to date with my latest uploads and giveaways, such as my comic book giveaways every fortnight. And just before I go, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Let's run that algorithm up and help this channel grow. So with all of that being said, I will see you in the next one, but until then, take care.